This time we're going to go over 2020 exam for AP Statistics sample questions. Part A. Explain why the yields from one type of corn are not independent of yields from the other type of corns. The plants share the same plot of land, therefore one type of corn might influence the yields from the other type of corn. In order to prevent this, the plant needed to be planted in a different plot of land. Part B. Based on the summary statistics, would it be more likely to obtain the yield of 123 or more bushels per acre from a plot of GM corn or a plot of regular corn? Justify your answer. To compare the yield of 123 or more bushel between the GM corn and the plot of regular corns, you need to compare using the standard normal curve. We will have to convert both of the statistical values into standardized value, which is known as normal distribution. So let's start with GM corn. So GM corn, looking at the table, it has a mean of 125.018 and standard deviation of 13.623. Again, our goal will be finding out probability of producing more than 123, which would be this part of the region. So to calculate the z-score, it will be 123 minus 125.018 over our standard deviation over radical 33, which is our sample size, will produce the z-score of negative 0.85. Looking at the table of a normal distribution, we could find that the z-score less than negative 0.85 will have a probability of 0.1977. Again, our goal is to figure out greater than 123 bushels, so this is the same thing as 1 minus the probability of our z-score. Where we could see that the probability of getting 123 bushels per acre for GM corn is approximately 80.23% time. Now we will do the same exact thing for the regular corn. So regular corn, now regular corn had mean value of 120.482 and their standard deviation of 10.321. So once again, our goal here is 120.482. Here will be approximately 123. Our goal is to figure this region. Our z-score will be 123 minus 120.482 over 10.321 over radical 33 will produce a z-score of 1.40. Once again, looking at the table, we could see that the z-score less than 1.4 will have a probability of 0.9192. So probability of x is greater than 123 will be 1 minus the probability of z-score less than 1.4, which is 1.1 minus 0.9192, which is approximately 8.08% of the time. So we could conclude that GM corn is more likely to yield over 123 bushels per acre. Part C. Describe the distribution of the differences. To describe the distribution, you will need shape, center, and spread. The distribution of the differences is a right skewed. The center, in our case the median, is located approximately at 3, while the middle 50% of the distribution is in the range of -1 to 7. Our minimum and maximum is approximately -3 and 15 respectively. There is also an outlier at 20. Just keep in mind, depending on your shape, you will use different center and spread to describe the distribution. If it's a skewed, you will use median, interquartile range, and range. If it's symmetrical, you will use mean and standard deviation. And for both cases, if there is an outlier, you do need to state them. Part D. One of the conditions for inference that was met is that the sample size of difference is greater than 30. Explain why it is necessary to satisfy this condition. This condition is needed to be met because if you look at the distribution of the differences, it was right skewed. Therefore, we couldn't use a normal distribution to approximate the p-value for the significant test. But having a sample size greater than 30 allows us to use a normal distribution due to central limit theorem. Part E. The test resulted in a p-value of 0.0003. Based on the p-value, what conclusions should the students make? Since our p-value is 0.0003, is smaller than our alpha value 0.05, we can reject the null hypothesis, which means we have sufficient evidence to conclude that the mean differences in yields of GM corn and the regular corn is not equal to 0. If there's any question or need something to be clarified, or if there's any other AP questions you would like to go over, leave a comment below.